Alright, let's see like how to edit the photos in Lightroom. So this is the application Lightroom from Adobe. So what we are actually going to see here is you can see this picture, right? So we're gonna bring in some real clarity and like more life to this picture. So you have different options available in the bottom. As you see below, some are like predefined presets, so I suggest you not to use that. If you use this auto, it will automatically put more exposure on the object rather than the background, so we don't want that. Okay, let's go to the color settings. So go into the mix mode. This is HSL, right? Hue, saturation and luminance. So what we are going to see in this thing, this whole picture, you can see a lot of maroonish brown color available, right? So I'm going to choose the alternate color for that, is somewhat like green. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to little bit boost it. So yes, I got something clarity. So saturation, boost it a little bit, it gives more impression of the color whatever you choose, right? Luminance is something like if you bring it all the way down, it's not gonna make any sense. It's gonna bring it up, it's not gonna make any sense because we have adjusted the saturation and hue to this is completely controlled. Okay, so let me just go here. I'm just gonna target this. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna saturate it a bit. Alright, yeah, I don't want this. Alright, so now it is done for me. So what I'm gonna do here is, this is the overall image, right? So I'm just gonna increase the temperature a little bit so that it matches the background light, right? Whatever which is available behind this object. So I don't want literally the same thing, so I'm gonna tint it all the way to some extent so that it looks so natural and real. So vibrance is nothing but I'm just gonna bring in some reality in your pic, right? Again, this is overall saturation. If you bring all the way down, it's gonna be black and white. If you bring all the way like towards your right, it's gonna be like matching up with your background and it's gonna spoil everything. So keep it at the middle, the center point. So once it is done, yeah, it's done. So let me go into the FX panel, split tone, adjust this till you get the reality, naturality, right? Alright, shadows, I don't want much of shadows of this color. It would be like bringing in all the way red shades. I don't want that because it doesn't match my background light. This would be perfect. Yeah, balance, bring it all the way. You can't find any difference because you have adjusted your highlights and shadows. Alright, this is done. Gonna add some texture so that it's gonna make some changes in the skin whatever available, right? Clarity, boosting it a little bit so that it becomes more realistic. Dehaze, do not dehaze much, do it only as per your requirement. It actually like gives some HDR kind of quality. So if you bring all the way to full, it's gonna just push out all the light and bring in more details to the picture. So let me just bring it light. You have to know the values or else your vignette is nothing but it's like inner shadow and the outer shadow. So just watch the magic, right? So I'm just gonna I just what do you say, like created a vignette, or I can create a vignette like this, but that's not the motto here. So I don't want any grains on my pic. I don't want it sharpening. Bring it a bit, right? So radius part, a slight little bit details. I don't want too much of details in my picture, but yes, till I get some clarity. This is good. Masking, go mask it all the way. Yeah. I'm gonna noise reduce it. I don't want any noise from my color, so it's gonna look super smooth like this. If you bring in the noise down, your skin details will be available, and if you bring it all the way up, it's gonna look artistic, right? So I don't want that, so let me keep it at a normal level. This is perfect fine for me. Details, I want more details on my picture. Yes, this would be the perfect thing. Contrast of the details added. Bring it a little bit, little bit. Looks realistic. Color noise reduction. Bring it all the way more than 50. Yeah, you got it. Details, color details. I want more details on my color. Not too much, but little bit. Yeah, smoothness. As I said, if I bring all the way up, it's gonna smoothen the image. I don't want it, so let it look realistic. I'm just gonna remove the aberration and the lens correction. Yeah, done. So this is the presets available. I don't want to use any of the preset because, as per like if you're aware about like hue, saturation values and all those things, these things wouldn't be required for you anymore. So either way, like you can use it if you want to, but I normally don't prefer to use this. Alright, now let me go into the light section. Not too much of exposure, but yeah, a little bit till you get the clarity. Contrast a little bit. Highlights, I don't want much of highlights because I want the details to be more accurate on my pic, right? So let the exposure be in a normal level. I'm adjusting accordingly. Yes, this would do fine. If I give a lot of shadows, it's gonna populate a lot of shadows. I don't want that. Let it be at the minimal. Yeah, just 0. Whites, just add in a lot of whites would destroy your picker. So a pixel picker would not recognize your whites and blacks. So bring it in a saturation level. If you're bringing black all the way left, you have to move the white all the way to the right. If they're both in the same side, then trust me, you won't get the reality of the pic. Then this is fine, so let me mix this. It's already done. So here, let's go for this curve. Alright, so I want to remove, it's looking so greenish, right? So I don't want a lot of green in my pic. Adjust the luminance till your subject is all right. Bring in some red at this area near the hand. Bring down the red at this area. Cool. Now I don't want a lot of yellows or greens to be available. Bring it a little bit down. Boost it a little bit here. Yes, this is looking actually accurate because I can see the the actor's beard is pretty much visible, and it's not like overtaken by the curve, right, or the lighting. So let me bring still more down. It would go full red because red is dominating. This would be fine. And blue, since we added red, so now blue is all set to go, but not everywhere. Bring down in parts. Boost wherever it is required. Reduce wherever it is not. But still, I would bring here a little bit down. Yeah, I can see that thing, right? It's gonna boost up a lot. Yeah, kind of tricky to play with this, but once you're used to it, you would get really clarity, like amazing pics. So coming up to the luminance part, I don't want too much of light near his hand, but it's bringing all the way his face also. So let me get a marker here. His face should be as visible, and here let me bring it down because his hair is black or like brownish. It shouldn't like collapse the entire reality of the pic, right? If you bring it all the way down, then it's gonna like completely put down the luminance, so the face is not visible at all. So I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit, and this, yeah, it's it's perfect. So once it is done, say it is done. Now you have the reality in this pic, right? So you feel like as though you're seeing it live and compared to the older version, right? So if you want to export this, go to save device, highest available quality, or limit to 2048 pixel. I just give it up with highest quality. Done. Okay. So here is another thing, like show histogram of this pic. So if you see, this is the balanced algorithm for overall picture. So finally your output is gonna be in this way. So to get the reality of this image, right? So this is the histogram for that. So information, you want to see anything about this picture, I don't want that, but all right. So this is all about that. If you wanted to, you can add it to your albums if you wanted to, but I don't want to do anything. So what I'm gonna do now is it's saved. All right. So there is another app also which gives in some more quality, like editing. Let me go into Snapseed code. So this is another application which will help you to boost the quick edits, right? Let me not explain you too deep, but you have to experiment it. His hair, right? So we don't want like much of contrast. Okay, before that, set this marker here because this is gonna be the actual thing which is going to change, and it should actually match the lighting and the color. So saturation is set all the way down till it matches structure. The details within the hair is listed out here. So yeah, I need more structure because hair are like follicles, right? So they need more details onto it. Brightness, bring it a little bit down till it matches your background light. Perfect, right? So you can see before and after by pressing this eye icon available here. All right, okay. So now it's adjusted. What about his eyes? Let me just go quickly and add a little bit of thing here, bring it down all the way. Yes, don't bring too much of darkness, too much of exposure, it will spoil. Add it up to your requirement. This would be fine. Okay, this is perfect. Now let me just tell you few more tools to add the white balances, right? So white balances are necessary for your photo editing. Temperature, you can see the difference. It's all about like the light itself. Auto white balance, it's gonna do based on the histogram of your pic available inside the details of the pic available, right? All right, so let's go into the color picker. What I'm gonna do, background, I'm just gonna change the background of this place based on her skin, but that's not a good idea. Just always leave it as it is. So right, so let it be the way how it was. Yeah, this looks more natural. So why I'm showing you this is a different thing, like tonal contrast. Tonal contrast are three tones inside my pic, like uh, green, blue, red. Let me bring it full way, so you're gonna not notice any of difference here, right? So it is set to 49. I'm gonna choose the low tones, right? I'm just gonna adjust the low tones and see if it makes a difference inside my pic. These are like very minute thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it up to the normal level, whatever it was previously. So I don't want highlights, like if you want to protect the shadows. No, I don't want to do anything. Just come out of this so your pic will not be saved. So in case if you wanted to add like finer details to the pic, so what I'm gonna do here is adjust the brightness of the entire image, right? Don't add too much, it will give overexposure. Just bring it a little bit. Okay, and if you do this it's gonna auto adjust, so don't try that. So what I'm gonna do now is add in some, what do you say, always to mark a face, keep the pointer at the nose, right? So you have to see the spot where it covers the entire face, not the other backgrounds. So till that you have to do this activity. For example, his face is like you have to break in parts or else you will not be able to achieve what I'm saying. So this is in a different shade, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna add too much, but a little bit, this would be fine. So just press one more if you want to. So what I'm gonna do here is concentrate on his cheeks. It's already exposed, overexposed. Bring it mild. Yeah. If you do this, it's gonna spoil. If you do this, it's gonna spoil. So keep it at the minimal level. This would be fine. Okay, cool. So now what I'm gonna do here is rest everything seems okay, but what about his forehead? So whenever you're editing your forehead, like it's beneath the hairstyle, right? So it's not gonna get too much of light, but if you're gonna dim that, that would be like, it depends on like what is hairstyle and what would be the approximate length of hairstyle that is coming out, right? Like coming out till your face, which covers the shadow part. So this is the thing, don't make too much of difference, adjust it as per your requirement. Yeah, done. So now if I see, I got a clear and good image, right? So let's concentrate on few more things. This is an AI tool which is available. If you want, you can turn it. You can. This is like depends only on the picture. Don't trust that. So details. Go to the details structure. If you're gonna add too much, it'll be like HDR. It'll be too smooth. Always keep it at a minimal level. This would be fine. Sharpening your image, adding more pixel to your image if you want this to be realistic, right? So don't add too much of sharpness. A little bit would be fine, right? All right, let's go into, I'll show you this, like what is glamour glow. It's all filters, nothing. So if you wanted to try, you can just have a look at it. But if you wanted to use the HDR scope, like the realistic HDR stuff, you can go ahead and see. But I don't prefer any of these. So I like doing normal editing, like kind of like. Now what we're gonna add is like we have made the complete pic live and visible. Now its main thing is to add the vignette. So keep the object focused, right? Let the object stay here. This is the circle is nothing but object. Whatever falls outside is thing. Add a little bit of outer brightness. So don't add whites, don't add blacks. A little bit, little bit. This gives in some life to your pic, right? So if you click here, it'll show inner brightness, outer brightness. So that's fine. Inner brightness, if you want, you can increase it. Depends on your vignette quality, but this would be natural. All right, this is the final output, whatever we got from editing in different applications. So if you wanted to add some filters, you can go into the looks tab. You can do a lot of things, but whatever we do out of manual edit, right? So these have some preset values inside that. So if you wanted to save, go here, like tools. This image is already ready, done. All right, it's sent back to your Lightroom. So this, whatever you edited there is present here. So now you can again go ahead and save to device, highest quality available. Now you can also like share it to your friends using different lot of share things like Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, or even post it in feeds, etc., etc., etc. So I hope you enjoyed this video. So go ahead, start editing your pics, post some nice Instagram photos. Like always shoot the photo in the raw mode so that you can edit with a lot of details. And that's it. Thank you for watching and stopping.